Welcome back, everyone. Mike McConville here one more time, Stratford, Ontario, Canada, for String Tech. Since last week was undoubtedly Gibson week with that 335 that needed some major correction and that Access Les Paul that we did, this week is definitely turning out to be Fender week. So what you're looking at here is the finished compensated nut for this Tele. As I got into this job, and I've seen this so many times before, that whole lip on the headstock side was cracked right off. So I ended up pulling it apart, wicking some superglue solvent in there, and then picking at it with a dental pick to get all the remains of the superglue off. Then I mixed up some hot hide glue with the dust from the fingerboard because we did a bit of correction on this fingerboard, and you're looking at the final result. So here is my self-adjusting radius gauge. So this piece of pine was radiused to the fingerboard radius, and as you can see, this is spring-loaded. There's a very light density foam underneath there. I have shown this many times in different videos, but I'll show you again with this guitar. So I set those two outside strings to the optimum action level. Once that's accomplished, then I go across the middle strings, and you can see that little tiny bit of movement there. That's what I want to see all the way across. As soon as I've got that, then I know I've got a perfect match to the fingerboard radius. Now you have to make sure that that foam is light enough that it doesn't actually lift the strings up. So once again, to set this up, 6th string and 1st string are set for optimum action. The 4 middle strings are lifted up right out of the way, and then I drop them down until they just about kiss that radius gauge. And I'm good with that. Okay, something else I want to talk about, these saddles in the bridge. Well, everybody knows the original Teles were just 3 saddles, so your choice was you get 3 strings perfectly in tune and 3 strings a mile out, or you get all 6 strings just slightly out of tune. There's been many attempts to sort of address this issue with 3 saddles. This is the Wilkinson style. I don't know if they're actual Wilkinson saddles, but they're Wilkinson style where they stagger the single saddle, where the low E string is pushed to the back, the A string is pushed to the front, and as you can see, same thing, D string forward, G string back. Now, what I find with this style of saddle is there's still just an approximation. So what I do, and what I did here, was I'll line up one. In this case, I lined up that low E, and then I adjusted the A so that those two were in tune. With the middle one, I actually had to adjust both. I had to coax the D back a little bit, and I had to coax the G forward a little bit to get both of them to behave. And I'm going to show you this on the tuner in a second. B string, I got the B string lined up, and then I had to coax the high E string back a little bit to get those two to tune. The other thing that you have to watch out for is the string exits the hole. There's a bit of deflection off the back of this flat portion before it reaches the focal point. Sometimes, and in this case I did, I had to cut a very slight pathway from the focal point at the tip along the saddle to get that string to stop from buzzing. Same with the A. I did cut into it a little bit. This is the actual focal point, but I did cut into the back of the saddle to make sure we got a good bite exactly where it should be and no residual buzzing. Keep that in mind when you're adjusting these saddles. You will see just how in tune this is. This is 10 to 46, concert pitch, nothing real special, but let's have a look at the tuner. I never tire of the beautiful simplicity of a Telecaster. So there's our compensated nut and the broken nut ledge that we repaired. And these are our EVO frets. It really doesn't get any simpler than this, does it? And this is the last look at those saddles. I want to plug this thing in and play it. I've opted to go for sort of a B minor, slow blues. So I've looped that, I'll let that play. It's funny, I've got this ME25 multi-effects unit, and with this Tele I just keep coming back to the cleanest sound I can get. I guess I'm back to the workbench. Check this out. When I turn this all the way off, I had to take a look at that, probably swap out a pot. Okay, whew. So luckily it just took a blast of contact cleaner. Problem solved.